Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Alaska from 7 Days Reborn. Just wanted to do a video on a sheet that I put together a while back. It's for basically talent evaluating whether to use an attack path or a defense path. And not only that, but this sheet kind of started from some damage calculations that were posted on the EMP forum. I believe they were done by Solomon Wolf originally. So they take those calculations and it shows tile damage for a certain hero as well as your team that you can build. And then you can put a defense team up and kind of see how you match up. So let's get into this sheet. Let me talk about it a little bit more and show you how to use it. So the first thing you'll see when you open up the sheet, there's a little bit of information up at the top that I'll go through here. Basically what you want to do is you want to select your class. So at the top right here it says Paladin, and what we can do is we can select that cell, and from a drop down menu it'll show you all the classes for all the heroes. So let's look at Natalia for this, since I had her pulled up originally. She's a sorcerer, so let's select sorcerer. And then you have 3 individual heroes that you can compare here. And right now we have Richard and a few others that are input from a different class, so it's going to give you a little error here saying that that's not the correct validation. So let's go ahead and select Natalia from number 1. I've also got Ursina, and then the last one here, let's just pick maybe Sabina for a 4-star. So in the background of this sheet basically has all of the heroes and their stats for attack, defense, health, etc. So what you'll see here is a new and an old row. So the old row designates what the hero is at a max capacity. The new row then pulls from these cells right here, which you would enter a 1 for the first talent tree or a 2 for the second talent tree. Let's just go ahead and clear these right now, and you'll see the numbers directly adjacent will disappear. But basically, as you ascend your hero through the talent class, you're going to use this green row or this green column right here. And as you go through, you'll enter a 1 for each time you hit a selection that only has 1 choice. And then whether you're going to pick track 1 or track 2 here, you're going to put in a 1 and a 2. And so you'll see that it auto-populates the health bonus here. Or if I put in a 1, then it auto-populate the defense bonus on the left. And then what the sheet's doing is it's taking this information from the back end where we're putting in our talents, and it's then adding that to this new row here for Natalia. So you can see that the attack's gone up, defense stays the same because I didn't manipulate that at all. It's just health and attack, and so the health goes up as well. So this way, the sheet basically will give you the opportunity to take a look at each individual talent tree, whether you want to go for all attack, all defense, health, and then you can evaluate how that changes the stats of the heroes that you selected to compare. Now let's take a look at all these other cells that I have in that are kind of separated by attack and defense. So let's do this in real time, kind of with an example here. So I'm just going to go into a raid. I'm going to find an opponent, and let's use this opponent here with a red stacked team. So I'm basically going to take note of all the heroes that I have, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter those heroes into my sheet here. So Natalia's on here along with Red Hood, and you'll see that each one of these is a drop down, so you can either select them through a drop down or you can select the keyboard and enter in red for Red Hood here, and then select Red Hood just above the place where you're typing it in, and that'll enter the hero into the cell. If you enter one in incorrectly, it's going to give you that error message that pops up. And what we want to do is we want to enter the 4 heroes that we have on an attack team that are alongside of Natalia here. So again, what this sheet's doing in the background is it's taking Red Hood, Margaret, Tarluk, and then it's going to take Zim, and it's going to pull all of their attack stats and defense stats and health stats. It'll add those together, and then it'll do damage calculations based on stacked attack versus this attack versus the team that we're attacking here, which is made up of these 5 heroes. And what it'll do is give you an idea of how many tiles it takes to kill each one of those teams on your opponent's side. But what it also does is gives you the individual tile damage. And there's a bit of error that's associated with that calculation, but it'll give you a rough estimate of what you're going to get for each tile that connects. And then what it also is going to do is show you if you use that team that you have selected for your attack. If you wanted to use that as a defensive team and you're being attacked by the team that you're attacking, if that makes sense, it shows you your defensive stats. So if, for instance, they were connecting tiles against your defense team, exactly how much tile damage that would cause. And so you can do that to create some war defenses or your raid defense as well, and then look at what the stack damage would be against your defense team. But right here, what we're going to use it for is just this attack. As I'm raiding, I'm going to raid a rainbow team with Catiline as the tank. One other thing that you're going to want to enter is your troop that you have specifically set for Natalia. In the background, it also takes troops. I believe it's a generic, either level 17 for all of the attacking and your defense heroes. But you can go in and change that if you want to in the back end in the tabs to get a little more specific of a number. But again, like I said, this is going to give you a general idea. But then also there's going to be a little bit of error with these damage calculations. So right now what we're seeing with these 2 teams set up is along the bottom end here, this bottom row right underneath each one of the teams heroes that you're attacking is exactly how many tiles it's going to take for you to connect in real time to take down those heroes. So for instance, for the tank, we're looking at 5.7. So if I connect 6 tiles, it's going to kill that tank. At the top, you can also see what these categories mean. So A for attack, D for defense, NTD, normal tile damage, and that'll give you a reference so that basically when you're looking at either your attack stats or your defensive stats, it'll give you exactly how many strong tiles to connect to kill an individual hero, how many weak tiles or normal tiles rather it'll take as well. And the weak tiles are actually put in, but they're put in with normal damage as well, and then it's more of an average of the two. So after you have all of this set, then you can then change, let's say, an attacking hero if you wanted to see what further stack damage would be. In this case, we can look at the defense here. Let's say that they, instead of have Quintus, have another blue hero. So if Natalia were on my D team, you can then see how the strong tile damage against her would change, and it would increase with 2 blue heroes. So focusing on an attacking standpoint, we're really concerned with this row just beneath the defensive heroes that we put in that we're about to attack. And those are going to give us how many tiles that it takes to connect against them in order to kill that hero. So specifically here, let's look at the tank, which is currently 5.7 tiles. And then if we change the dynamic of our attack team, so let's say instead of stacking 3 reds, we only stack 2. We'll just put Rana in to show kind of what happens here if you decrease the amount of red heroes. So right here you're seeing that the tiles connected against Catiline is going to increase, and it'll take more tiles the less stacked heroes that you use. So if you went the other way and you had Red Hood and Marge, then or Mariana, then when you're attacking with 4 and 1 stacked heroes, 4 strong heroes stacked, it's going to definitely decrease that number even more to now 4 tiles. So let's use a 3-2 team here and attack and kind of see what these in-game stats come up as. So I've got 3 connected, and they're connecting for about 250 and change. So if we pull back up the sheet that we had and really take a look at how many attack stats we're looking at for strong tile damage, you can see that it's pretty close right there. And again, it's 5.7 tiles connected against the tank in order to take her out. So going back in game, went ahead and connected some green tiles against her too, one of them which hit for a critical, but had I not connected with those tiles, then it would have taken another 3 to take her out. So it's pretty handy, this spreadsheet, and not only helping you set up teams for attacking, which helps out for war, especially if you're using some heroes in war that you don't typically raid with. But also it helps on really trying to pinpoint which hero that you want to use within each talent class, and then which talent you should go with, whether it be defense or attacking stats, in order to really best suit, or complement that hero's stats. So I hope it helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to PM me on Discord. Most important part though is just have fun with the sheet, enjoy it. Hopefully it helps you put your emblems in the right place, maximize the strengths of your heroes, and win more raids and more battles and more. Good luck, guys.